What is up, YouTube? I am Eric and you are watching Retro Video Game Pickups. Today we're going to be talking about a new way to clean your cartridges. So if you like games, consoles, or product reviews, please consider subscribing and hitting that bell notification. With that being said, let's hop into it. Okay, so I want to start this off by saying I was sent this product by 1UP Game Card, and it's a really cool thing that I think you guys will enjoy, so I figured I would stop and sit down and show you what it's all about and show you how it works. Now, usually when I clean my game cartridges, I have isopropyl alcohol. Now this is 91%. You can get other percentages. This just happens to be the one that I use, and I use a ton of Q-tips. Literally, they go everywhere when I use them. So, I'm very excited to check this out and see what 1UP Game Card has to offer. So, I'm just gonna hop right into it. I have some games here that I want to clean and see if this will work. So, I'm just gonna go ahead and hop into it and I'll show you the games and hopefully we can get them working. So first off, I'm gonna show you the actual products and then I will go ahead and test them out and show you guys what I find. So I have this NES console cleaner, which is pretty cool because it literally just looked like a cartridge. So I'm pretty sure once I'm done with it, it's gonna go on my shelf and it'll look really cool. Now the next one is a Nintendo 64 console cleaner, which is also pretty sweet. It looks like the cartridge itself, and that will also go on the shelf. Now these next ones, I'm not sure how long they will last, but over time I think I'll figure that out. But I have the 1UP Game Card with the fluid and the mini 1UP Game Card. So I'm excited to see what these do, and hopefully they can help clean up some of my cartridges. So I'm just gonna open these guys up. So I've got everything opened and I'm gonna go ahead and start testing these games. Now I do notice that the 1UP card has a fluid and a dry section, so make sure you always use the fluid section. And I saw that this is pretty easy. You're just gonna take some of the 1UP card fluid and put it on the fluid side. Just get it wet enough.
That's what she said.
And now that's done, I'm gonna go ahead and take the cartridge and put it in there. Give it a slide swipe. And then once that's done, you're gonna go ahead and flip it to the dry side. And now let's test if this bad boy is gonna work. Now it does smell like isopropyl alcohol. Actually, this is exactly what this is, except this is 99% and this is only 91. So that's kind of funny that they've just repurposed that, but we'll see how this works. So it looks like it started up. Now I did test these before and none of them would start up, but they looked like they needed to be cleaned. So I'm very happy about that. Let's push to start and see if we can get into it a little bit. So it looks like it is playing, so that's pretty cool. Now I'm gonna want to keep playing this. I'm gonna stop now. I will stop that one and put this to the side. And so basically what you're gonna do is you take the game card and you wet it, then you put it in there, and then you're gonna flip it to the dry side, and hopefully this one works as well. Look at that, it worked. I'm very pleased with this so far. Put a little bit more of that fluid on there. So it looks like this seems to be working pretty well. These cards are actually pretty sturdy. I'll talk about that in a minute. Cool, so that started up as well. Now, we're gonna move to this, and it looks like you just pretty much put it in there. So this is what you want to clean your pins in your system. Now, this says do not insert with fluid and do not store it in the console. So I'm just gonna put it in there and remove it a few times. And this does look like it has a bunch of dirt on it actually, so that hopefully means it's cleaning it better. Let's try this Ghosts and Goblins again, because that was giving us the most problems. Oh, it would help if I put it in all the way. Look at that. That worked very well. I'm very happy about that. Now, the fluid ones, these big ones, it says on the back how to do it. It's just 3 steps. You've got your fluid step, your rub step, and then your buff dry step. So it shows you on the back how to use it. If you do lose the instructions, they're on the back. And also with the minis, they are also on the back, which is pretty cool. Now this is kind of nicely designed. It looks well done and well made. These pads are much more durable than a Q-tip, so I could see using this on 20 or 25 cartridge games and being good with it. Now, I feel like the fluid side is probably going to disintegrate a lot faster than the dry side, but that's because you're putting alcohol on it and probably leaving it on there afterwards. I don't know how you would get it out, but I'm pretty happy with that. Now I'm gonna grab some little cartridges and we're gonna test out these minis as well. Okay, so I have grabbed my Game Boy Advance and I grabbed a GBA game and a Game Boy original game. I'm gonna go ahead and try to clean them with the minis and see what it does, and hopefully it works out pretty well. I'm gonna go ahead and apply the fluid, which is really just alcohol. So if you run out of this, you can always go to the store or online and buy this. That is a higher proof. This is 99%, but this 91 does really well for me usually. So this is the same way. You wet it, you rub it, and then you dry it. So it's pretty cool. You get the little bit in there. And this is actually my original Pokemon Blue, so I know it has been used and abused, and it is probably really dirty actually. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull it up. And as you can see, it is actually pulling it up, so that's really cool. I'm glad about that. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull out this other game and test it. With the fluid first, of course, and then I'm gonna use the dry pad to buff it off, which is really just drying it off. And that one actually comes up too. Now, I do not often have these smaller cartridges games have problems needing to be cleaned, just because it's usually harder to get dust and dirt into them. But like the NES and your 64 games and all that stuff, these are really cool about them. I'm really stoked. They're actually, the card is like a credit card, so I feel like it's not necessarily gonna break. You might be able to break it, but I think for what it is, it'll serve its purpose. And the little one is the same thickness, honestly, so I think you're not gonna break those at all. And the cleaner looks to work really well, and I could tell that there's some dirt and debris down there that it grabbed. So I'm really happy with that. That is what I think of the 1UP game card and the console cleaners. So I will put them below with their link and let you see what else they have on their website. Now, with that being said, comment below and let me know if you have ever heard of this or what you use to clean your games, because I know a lot of people either use Brasso or they use whatever. I've heard people using Windex, which is absolutely insane. I've heard people using these 1-Up cards. I've never done it before, but I see why they use it. But I also have always been a fan of alcohol and Q-tips because they're really cheap and they get the job done. But I think this is a good solution if you're really trying to keep your collection nice and clean. With that being said, don't forget to hit up that Facebook, that Twitter, that Instagram, that Big Cartel. All that stuff is below in the description. And with that being said, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell notification. But most importantly, have a good day.